Breaking news. Biafra self-referendum or Biafra referendum and self-determination have taken a center stage in U.S. Discussion, or let me put it this way, in U.S. Congressmen's meeting. It have taken a center stage. The discussion now is being considered as top-notch, unlike what we used to have before. Well, our brother Chinedu explains the whole thing. Brother Chinedu of a Biafran in Finland have a deep, or rather a deeper explanation over this matter. And that is what I would like us to see as we move forward. This clip is going to teach you a lot of things, and it's going to open some closed eyes who don't understand what we are doing. So let us see this clip, and then we'll come back here for more discussion. As you are watching, you know what to do. Kindly drop your own personal opinion at the comment section of this video. And whatever assertion I make on this video literally is my own personal opinion, not in general terms. So as you are watching, I would like you to also drop what you think concerning this video, concerning what our brother Chinedu said in that video, and what we need to do as we move forward. Which way do you think is going to favor the Biafrans moving forward? So please, let us see the clip, and then we come back to discuss more on this issue.
And I welcome you all to this wonderful, blessed month. On the 29th of July, which is a few days ago, I did a video about Biafra having passed all the criteria for self-determination and how we need to press to achieve that goal using Python dance and other injustices carried out in Igbo land as a premise for self-determination and referendum. And going to the comment sections, I got this particular feedback from one of our viewers, and I thought I should read it out for all of us to see. It read, his name is Chima Godwin, and he wrote, Brother Chinedu, please teach Biafrans more of the teaching of yesterday, the 29th of July 2025. People of Biafrans are discussing about it here in the USA. So he wrote this message a day after I posted the video on, that's the caption of the video here. That is the thumbnail of the video I did, which is about Biafra passing all the criteria needed for a referendum. So Mr. Chima Godwin actually wants me to go deeper on that. And of course, deeper, I have decided to go. So on behalf of all my viewers around the world, I will be going deeper on that particular video. And for that reason, I will be doing something extra on today's video on that. In fact, for today's video, I'm going to be going to the next step after the criteria have been passed. What next should be done? Because passing the criteria is just the first step of many steps. And for this video, I'm going to be giving you all the steps from the office down to the boots on ground, down to the referendum itself. It's going to be very explosive. So Chima Godwin and all my viewers in the US, in the Europe, in Africa, and around the world, you have just gotten a bumper package for yourselves. You asked and we answered. And that is what we are here for. We are here for you and everything concerning Biafra and Igbo. So grab your popcorn. Whatever you're doing, it's time to stop and focus on this video, or finish it up, then come back to this video, but you do not want to skip a bit once you start watching. So today, we are talking about Biafra has passed all the criteria needed for self-determination and referendum. Then, what's next? Let's go. So step one, we must establish a clear legal standing, which is the criteria, of course. That is just the step one, like I told you. So before anything else, the group must clearly satisfy the legal requirements of a people under international law. That means they must have a common ethnicity, common culture, common language, or religion. Then they must have a clear territorial connection, geographical location. Then they must have evidence of political marginalization or persecution. Then they must also have the desire for self-rule backed by the majority of the people itself, which in our context, Ndigbo, the majority of Ndigbo must support this cause. And relevant laws backing this is the UN Charter Article 1 and 55, the ICCPR Article 1, the African Charter Article 20, and the General Assembly Resolution 1514 and 1541. Now, step 2. We must organize an international body that represents the interests of Ndigbo and Biafrans seeking referendum. That means we must form a politically recognized movement. In our own aspects, we have lots of them already. As I mentioned to you in the other video, we have lots of political pro-Biafra groups already fighting for this cause. And each of these groups, or the group itself, must have constitution or a charter. Then they must have leadership structure. They must have hierarchy, organogram. Then they must have a representation of the people back home also. Then they must have public support via petitions, rallies, letters, and declaration. Step 3. Document human rights abuses or oppressions. We will compile evidence that this group and these people faces discrimination or political exclusion in the country they are in. There must also be evidence compiled detailing unlawful arrests, killings, and marginalization. They must also have evidence compiled of economic strangulation or denial of autonomy. And all these evidences must be submitted to, listen carefully because we are heading somewhere. It must be submitted to the UN special rapporteurs. Jot it down. Also, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Number 2, place it to be submitted. Number 3, it must be submitted to the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention. And also to the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. These are the offices that all these evidences should be submitted to. So for those that need this information, I have just provided it for you. There are 4 departments I mentioned that you submit that evidences to. Now, step 4. We file petition to the UN via decolonization or human rights routes. Option A, the UN Committee on Decolonization, C24. This is actually the best option for former colonies or people under foreign domination. This option A, foreign domination and colonies. That means Biafra is not meant to follow this particular route. But let's go on. So you submit formal petition submitted, that is for those who are under colonial rule, who are still under foreign domination. This is the option A. Option A is for them. So also you submit formal petition supported by historical background, legal arguments, evidence of political will, endorsements from regional actors. Now option B, which is Third Committee of the UN General Assembly for Human Rights. This one is used for broader self-determination claims, which is the one we are going to follow, the option B. I repeat, the option B is the Third Committee of the UN General Assembly on Human Rights. So this one requires a sponsoring country to raise it at the General Assembly, Human Rights Council or Security Council. Note, Biafra cannot directly petition the UN General Assembly or Security Council unless another sovereign nation raises the Biafran cause, that means we must have supporters. We must have friendly nations that support the cause of Biafra. During Ojukwu's time, we had Tanzania, Julius Nyerere supported Biafra. We also had Cote d'Ivoire that gave Ojukwu, gave him succor when he wanted to, when he left the country. So I think Cote d'Ivoire also supported the Biafran cause. And some other countries here and there that supported Biafra. I think Gabon was also among those countries directly. When the time for self-determination actually reaches that particular point, the option B, we need a country or two to raise it up because we are not in the assembly as a country. So a sitting country in the UN will stand and raise the declaration for Biafra issue there, the referendum issue there. That is why we need to also have friendly nations that will do that when the time comes. Please take note of these steps. It is very, very important. So when you find yourselves in foreign countries, please, Ndigbo, it's very important that you carry yourself with the highest level of dignity and respect. So when the time comes, we will have lots of countries, shouting and helping us in the UN itself. And whichever community you find yourself, whether it is an African country, whether it is a European country, please gather yourself together and be of wonderful behavior, and also see how you can develop or help the community and the social responsibility, because very soon we will actually need one or two of them for support. Let's go on. Number 5, secure support from one or more UN member states, which is what I was talking about just now. This is crucial. You need at least one UN member nation to raise your issue and table it before the UN, to support the call for a UN supervised referendum, and to help draft and submit a General Assembly resolution on your case, which is on Biafra's case. So for this, we'll be focusing on countries, like I said, that are sympathetic to the Biafran cause. And of course, if we don't have one by now, I'm guessing that we could go back to history during the Biafra war and we may just find one or two friends that can do this job for us. But as you are aware, dynamics have changed by now and the politics have changed by now. So it's important that we, as I'm speaking to you, to start lobbying our ways, start being as very friendly as possible, because the Igbos are found in every country of the world. So the Igbos in every country, very important that you fly the Igbo flag very well and let them know about the oppressions we face in our country. Let the locals around there know, let the people around there know. Don't just focus on your business alone and we are very very well to do in all these countries. Don't let them feel that maybe we're just there for the money. Let them feel also that we are part of the community, while also letting the people around the streets then know of the struggle of Ndigbo in the country we are coming from. And that is why we must be humble, we must be meek, as well successful. We can also be successful and be humble at the same time. It doesn't mean that we must be successful and not be humble. It's very important, because now the friends of 1967 Biafran War may not be available. Now we may have to have new friends, or if God wills, those old friends could still help us play a role in this cause. So let's go on. Step 6, the UN General Assembly resolution. Once number 5 is successful, then the UNGA will pass a resolution recognizing the right to self-determination of Biafran people, also calling for dialogue with the parent state, which is Nigeria, because Nigeria also needs to, be in the know and following everything, willingness also for it to let go, because when it gets to this point and the UN brings it up, then it has gone far. Nigeria will not have anything to say about it. In fact, the way it is now in Nigeria, I think, as I hear from the Yorubas and the Hausas, I think they even are tired. They want Nigeria, everybody should go their separate ways. So when we get to that point, definitely Nigeria will not have option but to cooperate, because by then, a lot of big countries would already be lobbying for the Biafran cause. So after then, they will mandate a UN-supervised referendum, just as it happened in South Sudan, in East Timor, and every other part. The referendum has already happened. So let's go on to step 7. Step 7, the UN referendum process itself. So by the time you go from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, by the time you get to step 7, the UN referendum process, you know that now the whole world has stood up for this and time has come for the main boots on ground. But getting to this point, you need to cross from the step 1 to the step 6 before you get to step 7. And step 7 is the UN referendum process. When the UN mandates a referendum, the steps will include: 1. A UN Electoral Affairs Division will set a timeline. 2. The UN Peacekeeping Mission and observers are deployed to Biafra land. 3. Voter registration is conducted. 4. Eligibility criteria is set: age, residency, and nationality. Number 5. There will be campaign for both people who are for the Biafra and those who are against the Biafra, because as you are aware, a referendum is a vote. And according to the world, the UN, we are in a democracy. So despite the fact that Ndigbo has come out to say they want Biafra, it needs to be approved by the majority of the people. Because as you are aware, the UN still need to see on ground that the people on ground actually support it, not because of the office files we are carrying for them up and down in the UN, but even on ground in Biafra, the people, majority want it. And perhaps, let's see if this is really, a thing here, and if the people want this, and they will ask for people who are against to do their campaign. And most times, if the main government itself, Nigeria, can also be among those people who will sponsor, anti-Biafra, definitely you will have such kind of, if they have interest in Biafra, or they may just throw their face away and whatever we want to do because they are tired of us by then. And there will definitely be 1 or 2 people in Biafra land that will definitely want to, show that they are also missing something in Nigeria. 1 or 2 people here and there. They will waste their money, definitely. And the UN is open for that. They want to see dissenting voices so that it will be a clear case of majority having their way, and why minority, having their say. So there will be a campaign period for both pro and anti-independent sides of Biafra. Then after that, number 6, polling stations will be established locally and in diaspora. Number 7, ballot language and options, which means, like, if it's for Nigerian election, you have APC, PDP, and LP and co. Whereas in these ballot options, you have remain in Nigeria or be in Biafra, something like that. So you have 2 sides in the ballot paper, and remain in Nigeria on one side, the new Biafra on the other side. So you have to pick the one you want to put your thumbprints on. That is how the ballot options, will be on that day. And everybody will stand in a line, and depends on the kind of election process they want to use. If they want to use option A4, if they want to use the normal conventional method, and they want to use, anyone, the open ballot system, they are free to decide on the one they use, because they are the ones conducting the referendum. They know how they will do it. Number 8, monitored voting takes place. That is the main action that this whole steps has led us to, the vote itself. And number 9, counting, certification, and results are released by the UN. Definitely when those results will be trickling in, I am sure tears will roll around the world, because people are waiting for that day to come, the day that Biafra will sing a new song. The day Ndigbo will just roll on the floor, on the mud, on the ground, watch as the rising sun. It will be a new day. In fact, the next morning will be a new day. Goose pimples all over. I can just imagine the reminiscing of the 1967 Civil War, juxtaposing it with this day called the referendum success, because there is not going to be anything short of success for this referendum, and that will be a day to watch out for. Step 8. So after that, this is now post-referendum process. After the referendum has finished now, this is post-referendum process. Now, if the vote favors independence, which is Biafra now, when Biafra has won the election, the UN will help to mediate a peaceful transition with Nigeria. The border will be discussed, where our borders with Nigeria are, will be discussed. And, the oil wells and this and that and the lands, we have lots of boundary states with Nigeria. And of course, it's not going to be easy carving out Biafra, because Nigeria definitely will not want to make it easy. It's going to be a very difficult process that may take up to 6 months, dividing the boundaries of Biafra, so that everybody will, and some oil wells, I know that Nigeria will also have to chook eye on 1 or 2 oil wells in some boundary states. So that is why we need to start now knowing our boundaries of Biafra land. We must know our boundaries, pre-colonial boundaries. It's time to start retracing the steps. Most of the activities Fulani herdsmen are doing is still to chase away local indigenes so that they will not know their history. That is why we need to stand strong and defend our boundaries and our villages and our lands. Because if you run out, your children will not know where you came from. That is very important. The boundaries are very important. Citizenship and asset issues are negotiated. Citizenship, as you are aware, with those that were born in Nigeria before Biafra came, those Nigerians that were born also in Biafra before Biafra left Nigeria. These little things here can be discussed, and of course we are still neighbors, and there will be lots of discussions going on that particular one too. And also assets. Remember that there are a lot of Nigerian infrastructure here in Biafra land, lots of national hospitals, lots of army formations and here and there, and lots of also all these agencies, civil defense, lots of even ICPC. They have a lot of offices here, lots of infrastructure here in Biafra land, and they cannot carry these things on their head. Of course, Nigeria cannot carry it back. They would like to say, okay, how much are you offering? Who's going to own this or that? And of course, if there are some assets in Igbo outside of Southeast that belong to Southeast, most of these governors, they have government lodges here, government lodges there, lots of things they built belonging to Igbo in Abuja. Lot of things will be discussed and how they can swap some and buy off some. That is where the asset issues and negotiated also. So let's go on. The new state, which is Biafra, will seek international recognition also. That is very important, because as a new baby of the UN, you have to be accepted by the United Nations, and that is seeking for international recognition. That means we apply for UN membership. That is exactly what other countries in our shoes did. And of course, right now you have many countries that got independence in the past 20 years. They also passed through some very tedious, critical steps like this, and it was made very possible by their perseverance. Some had to even go through it through civil wars, long civil wars that cost lots of lives. I believe that everything is possible when we put our efforts and come together as one. The only thing that can stop Biafra from coming is the division amongst Ndigbo. This fighting, this insult, this arrogance that some people have against their brothers and sisters, this name calling, this balkanization, you are from here, you are this person, you belong to this person's group, that person's group, and it's so sickening to the extent that you take it too far of sounding very violent and threatening, can be very, very unproductive. I would advise that we tone it down and knowing very well that we are all for the same thing. These steps I mentioned now are very, very doable because the world is waiting for the newest country, and the world wants to welcome a new country for political reasons. Let me tell you, there are lots of politics going on in the world, and the world already knows its number. Perhaps new countries can change the dynamics of world politics. Even as a mother, sometimes you want to have more children for some reasons. So the world also is willing to accept a new country in the world. That is the country that is prepared. It must be one that is prepared and ready. The world already knows that there are countries that are underground looking for their independence. But when we are not serious, when we are here fighting ourselves, insulting ourselves, instead of coming together to put effort, the world will just be waiting for us to come. If we don't come, they will keep waiting. Because I will say it again, the world is waiting for the newest country to come. They want to give birth. The world is pregnant. Can't you see it going around the world? Can't you see it? So let us Biafra be the next country. And I declare today that Biafra is going to be the newest nation of the world. And nothing can stop it. So calm down, de-escalate. Whatever group you belong to, whatever you have been taught or advised to do, take it down, because we are one indivisible nation, one united people, one before God, strong, formidable, and bold, inconquerable, indestructible, and we are winning because we have a winning mentality. I welcome you to this new month with the blessings of God, and I say that whatever you touch your hand this month, you will get it.
A very wonderful analysis from this our brother, and a very wonderful video that's supposed to go viral. Okay, let me say this. Maybe this one is an impossible mission. But if this video can get us like 2,000 shares, my brother, just know it, that as Biafran discussion now have taken a center stage in all the US mouths. In every Biafran that is living in the US, they are now discussing the issue more than the way it used to be before. Just to tell you that the Biafra self-determination and referendum have taken a center stage in the world of today. That the world is pregnant, they need more countries to join. We have just ordinary 100 and something countries. We're supposed to have more than that. In September of 12th, there should be a recognition of the state of Palestine, and according to the news I saw earlier. So it will not be bad if Biafra joins in the day of recognition of this. Ambazonia also will join, and what they call him, this country, Esto Guinea. I've forgotten the name. So you can as well agree with me that things are really moving forward. We are really doing things the way it's supposed to be. Don't forget what I said some couple of months ago, when people were asking what is the achievement of Ngozi Orabeze. Achievement of Ngozi Orabeze, my brother, if they begin to mention it here, we don't go move an inch from here. A lot of testimonies. If I start to mention them here, Chigeji and Chigabo. And one thing again I captured from Chinedu's explanation is this: no matter where you belong, no matter the group you claim to belong, just like I always said, if you claim that your group is the one that's doing the right thing, no problem, my brother, please stick with them. Let us stop fighting one another. This is where the international community are seeing us finish. They are looking at us with less eyes, that these people are not serious. Because how can you come out and tell me that you are fighting for Biafran struggle? USB is fighting Brigi. Brigi is fighting USB. Masob is fighting IPOB. IPOB is fighting Masob. Brigi is fighting DOS, and DOS is fighting Brigi. USB is fighting DOS, and also DOS is fighting back to Brigi. The same place we are going. The same country we all are fighting for. The same project we all are fighting for. We are going from the same road. In terms of exit, we exit from the same road, or highest, we have diverse of roads of exit. But still the same. It is one country we are talking about, not different country. So you cannot come out and tell me now tomorrow if DOS happens to get the Biafra, which is DOS under Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, then somebody from Brigi and the USB or myself will say, no, we are not going to go to that country because it belongs to the DOS. We have to stay for our own different country. So this division, to whose benefit? Who is benefiting from this division? Still the same enemies who don't want us to unite. Igbos are waking up now to unite worldwide. Anywhere you see an Igbo, you see you now as Delta, my brother, they are uniting faster than any other thing you can think of. We have been in this division for a very, very long time. Still yet, we couldn't achieve anything. So why then for we to come in unity and then fight our common enemies instead of divided? Because any house that divides itself can never stand. If you are a house or you are a father, you divide your kids. If you are a woman, a wife, you divide your kids against one another. My brother, that home is as good as collapsed because there's nothing good will come out from that room, that house. So we have been on this division for a very long time. This is a high time we all need to unite together. I was watching most of the activists from the Niger Delta, most especially the ones from Ukwere, the one from Eche, the one from Ahoda. All of them have come out in unison in one place and said that Igbo unification is not negotiable. That is the template of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and that is what they all are depending on to unite all the whole Igbos worldwide. Whether you are within the Nigerian territory, you are within the Biafran territory, or you are in diaspora, the fact still remains, we all need to come together as one family, as one body, and to speak with one voice. That is the only way we can be able to get what we have been fighting for all these years. Not in division and not in blame game and not on a internet fight. You curse me, I curse you, with all manner of derogatory names we call ourselves. The same people that call themselves Igbos, the same people that call themselves Biafrans, the same people that say we are fighting one cause. Then some group will then turn back and begin to do the otherwise, which is very, very bad. It is appalling, and it is not acceptable. Igbos must unite for we to get what we want, and I'm very happy the way things are turning out from time to time. That the Igbos, both the ones whom they have been lied to all these years, have already come out now, debunk those lies, and claim their ancestral trajectory, which is they are from the Igbo speaking nation. Whether their own dialect, you can hear it, you can understand it or not, but the fact still remain, they are all Igbos. Igbo is a nation with different dialects, with different regions, and with different tribes. You understand me? Igbo is a nation with different language, dialect, or maybe I can as well use with different tribes, because you have Igbo in it. Biafra is a nation with different dialects, or also you can as well use different tribes. Like we have Igbo, we have what do you call it? We have Ikwere, we have Ibibios. But they are also under Igbo. They are also under Biafra nation. Please, if I'm wrong, you correct me. We can never be perfect all the whole time. Sometimes, So, I might be right or I might be wrong. But whichever way it is, you already know what I want to say. We are all one, and we need to speak with one voice. That is where my point is going through. So, let us just see what my people think concerning this matter. And the referendum is already on the table, according to the information from Chinedu, which you also can bear me witness. It is not the words of my own. I'm only here as a messenger to deliver these messages to you. So I have done my part. What about you? Have you done your own part? Have you shared this video? Have you liked it? Have you even dropped your own opinion at the comment section? Or maybe all these years you never subscribed. What are you still waiting for? Are you an enemy of Biafra? Why you are a Biafran? Or you are an impostor claiming to be a Biafra just to gather information from us and then send it to the enemies? In as much as you are watching our content, my brother, whether you are a Biafran or not, make sure you subscribe. If you are working as an impostor, if you are working as an informant, my brother, do that informant very well. We are not scared of anybody again. Biafra have come to stay, and that is the way it's supposed to be. I don't care what people think now. I don't care what the Zeus think. I don't care what the Afonjas think. I don't care they are ranting on X, on TikTok, or Facebook. What I care is the emancipation of that new country called the Biafra. And we must get it, whether the devil like it or not. Our brother here, Edwin Chinedu, said, yes, we are agree that the referendum is integral. Now, please, can you tell us the referendum date? Please, according to him, he said he didn't want to know the referendum date. Vincent said, Biafra or nothing, our freedom has really come, no going back. God bless the people of Biafra. God gift said, do you think IPOB Amazon Namdekan is not doing this? Or you said it now? Okay, you are here to defend what has been said before. Chinedu Mbahochu said, one Chineke, well done, well pointed. Dalo. Matthew Jacob said, God bless you more and more update from you. According to Hyacinth Njoku Madukwe, he said, nice update, thank you so much. God bless you, bros. And according to KC, he said, amen and amen, oh, Biafra has come to stay in our time, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Mazi Okpomi, the road to Biafra freedom is something else. No wonder the politicians talking of 2031 election, they knew that the road is far in this corrupt world. Have a nice day, and may the good Lord continue to bless us all as you hearken to this voice and circulate this video. It shall be well with you. And I will hear my voice again when we come back. Like, share, comment, and keep subscribing. Emesiano.